On Sports Central tonight. Fighting on. Viran Shamudita's 94-ball 110 helped Sri Lanka under-19 chase down 262 runs against South Africa in the Super 6 round of the ICC Under-19 World Cup, leaving South Africa winless.
Shot all the way, that's a big one.
Excellent day for Sri Lanka.
Good start. Pakistan clinched a 22 runs victory against visiting Australia at Lahore after Saeed Ayub's all-rounding performance, helped by skipper Salman Ali Agha, laid the foundation for it.
The air, flat, hit the stumps, and another Australian wicket.
Final set. Carlos Alcaraz outlasts Alexander Zverev in a grueling 5-hour marathon to book his place in the Australian Open final, where he meets a well-tempered Novak Djokovic, who uses his veteran experience to defeat Yannick Sinner and set up a legendary clash between the young phenomenon and the 10-time champion. And final rehearsal. The opening ceremony of the 2026 Winter Olympics is taking shape as hundreds of professional dancers and volunteers polish the final details for the global event.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Vinut Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to Sports Central right here on Derana News Channel, our final bulletin for this week, and we have a packed rundown today as well, and we begin with the ICC Under-19 World Cup. Viran Shamudita's 94-ball 110 helped Sri Lanka Under-19 chase down 262 runs against South Africa in their Super 6 round of the ICC Under-19 World Cup. With this result, South Africa have lost all 4 of their games and placed 5th in the 6-team group.
South African openers making their way out. Well, that's a lovely looking shot.
The day began well for South Africa Under-19, who won the toss, chose to bat and added 96 for the first wicket.
Cool. Well, width and again punished. But he does. And again, so we've seen a front foot cover drive.
Once Vigneswaran Akash got Adnan Lagati and Jorik van Schalkwyk, the other opener had to do the bulk of the scoring, with regular wickets falling at the other end.
Jorik van Schalkwyk gets to his first 50.
There it is, there's the googly. Celebrations. Big shot. Has he got enough of it? It doesn't look like it. Fielder, he's got it.
Akash finished with a 4-4 and Kavija Gamage got 2. There were a missed chance of Van Schalkwyk in the 21st over of Gamage when he was on 50. Van Schalkwyk made Sri Lanka pay a 130-ball 16, featuring 13 fours and 2 sixes.
That will be 3 figures for Jorik van Schalkwyk. He has batted beautifully for them. Goes again and again, finds the gap.
After he fell, Paul James, 37 of 36 balls, and Michael Krieskamp, 21 of 15, gave South Africa a good finish with an unbeaten 40-run stand of 31 balls. South Africa was able to score 261 runs at the end of their 50 overs, losing 7 wickets. Sri Lanka's chase started shakily as Dimantha Mahavithana fell cheaply to Krieskamp.
Didn't quite get all of it, but it's running away very, very quickly for 4. Pulled, that's a shot. That's a proper shot. Well in front of square for 4.
Edged and taken. That is a sharp catch at slip.
Shamudita then began a match-defining 143-run standoff 130 balls with Senuja Vakunagoda. Shamudita contributed 85 of those runs and brought up his century during his stand with captain Vimal Dinsara, who chipped in with 32 of 38 balls. Shamudita finished with 13 boundaries and a 6.
What a magnificent innings this has been. Takes his helmet off, arms off floor. Well played, young man.
After he fell, there were 2 handy partnerships of 31 and an unbeaten 28 between Chamika Hinatigala and Dulnit Segera, which took Sri Lanka home with 4 overs to spare.
On to school cricket, Sri Sumangala College Panadura defeated Ananda College Colombo on first innings points in their inter-school two-day tournament fixture in Maradani yesterday. Here are the details.
Electing to bat first after winning the toss, Sri Sumangala College totaled 272 all out in their first innings. Neksha Iddamalgoda, fresh from his double century knock in the previous outing, top scored for the visitors with 86 runs. Himira Kudagama was the pick of the Anandian bowlers with 4 for 34 runs. In reply, Ananda were bowled out for 208 runs in their first innings. Danindusela Peruma top scored with 75 runs. Mevindu Kumarasiri was the chief wrecker, bagging 7 wickets for 69 runs. Sri Sumangala bowled out for 139 runs in their second innings as Himira Kudagama ran through the innings with 6 wickets for 54 runs. Altogether, he had a match bag of 10 wickets for 88 runs. When the stumps were drawn in the second and final day, the home team was 17 for no loss. Meanwhile, at Uyanwatha Stadium in Matara, assured knocks by Sineth Veeraratne and Gimantha Disanayaka helped Mahanama College Colombo to record a first innings win against St. Servatius College. After being put in to bat first, the home team totaled 237 all out in their first innings. Tatsilu Bandara top scored with 92 runs, while Risinu Kitmuka made 64 runs. Sithum Vihanga bagged 4 for 57 in bowling for Mahanama College. In reply, Mahanama College amassed 342 for 9 declared in their first innings. Sineth Veeraratne top scored with 75 runs, while Gimantha Disanayaka made 71 runs. Samir Gimhan and Praveen Madhusanka bagged 3 wickets apiece in bowling for St. Servatius College. The home team notched up 126 for 7 by the close of play on day 2. Tarul Veeraratne top scored with 57 runs. Geet Sundaruan bagged 3 for 24.
The Super 8 round phase of the Sri Lanka Football Federation's Champions League 2025-26 tournament is now underway. Those matches will take place from the 30th of March at the Racecourse Grounds in Reed Avenue. Saunders Sports Club Colombo, New Stars Sports Club Panadura, Serendip Football Club Mavanella and Javelin Football Club Colombo have qualified to the Super 8 phase from Group A. While from Group B, Pelican Sports Club Kurunegala, Police Sports Club, Solid Sports Club and St. Mary's Sports Club Jaffna have gained qualification to the last 8 phase. Crystal Palace, Negombo Youth, SLTB from Group A along with Super Sun, Morgas Mulla and Matara City Club from Group B have failed to secure places in the Super 8 round. Sri Lanka's oldest football club Saunders stood out with an exceptional performance throughout the league phase, becoming the only unbeaten team to qualify for the Super 8 round. Saunders won 4 of their 6 matches while the remaining 2 ended in draws. The defending champions Matara City Club have unfortunately failed to qualify to the Super 8 round. They lost 4 of their 6 matches and managed only 1 draw. Another disappointing performance came from the Sri Lankan Transport Board team as they lost all 6 matches played, highlighting their struggles. The Novices Age Group Swimming Championships 2026 is now underway at the Sugatha Dasa Swimming Pool Complex. This championship is organised by the Sri Lanka Aquatic Sports Union. The Novices Age Group Swimming Championships is scheduled to continue until Sunday at the Sugatha Dasa Indoor Stadium Swimming Pool Complex in Colombo. It has brought together around 2,000 young swimmers from across the island for their first formal experience in competitive swimming. Recognised as Sri Lanka's largest and most significant entry-level swimming championship, the Novices Age Group Championships on the foundation of the National Athlete Development Pathway. For many participants, this event marks a defining milestone, their first appearance in swimming starting block, settling the stage for progression into age group, intermediate and national level competition. Time for a short commercial break. More sporting action coming right after this. Welcome back to Sports Central right here on Ada Derana News Channel. An all-round performance from Saim Ayub led Pakistan to a clinical 22-run win over Australia. Ayub's 74-run partnership with Salman Ali Aka and Vishaga contributed 39 of 27, set Pakistan up for a big total in the first half of the innings. Australia attacked in the first ball of the innings, dismissing Sahib Sadar Farhan off the bowling of Xavier Bartlett.
The ball stopped on him. A very, very soft dismissal. Scooping it back to the bowler, and so It's none for one.
Then Saim Ayub and skipper Salman Ali Agha got together and put up a solid partnership of 74 runs inside 8 overs. Ayub scored 40 runs off 22 balls with 3 fours and 2 sixes. Skipper Agha scored 39 runs and he smashed 4 sixes.
Brilliant shot. Made it look ridiculously easy. Once he got to the pitch of the ball, it was job done. That's gone up in the air, fine leg up in the circle. That's topish.
Another one that looks glorious and will find the distance as well. Into the leg side and into the gap.
Then Babar Azam came and contributed 24 runs off 20 balls, but Adam Sampa and Mali Birdman stepped in for Australia and then wickets started tumbling.
Out. And Zampa goes upstairs straight away, he's close to head.
Out on screen now, signal please.
Babar who has to depart, a reverse sweep, not his shot.
Doesn't time it, and once again it's great catching. That's going to be out. First ball dismissal. The catching has been outstanding.
Birdman picked up 2 while Sampa started picking up 4 wickets for 24 runs. At the end, Pakistan scored 168 runs thanks to their top order, losing 8 wickets. Australia were well on their way in the first 7 overs of the chase, speeding along to 68 with Green and Renshaw timing the ball clean and keeping the asking rate in check.
For 6. Elegantly glanced away, pierces the offside. Another boundary.
It was when Abrar Ahmed's introduction that began the turnaround, even if what started it had little to do with him. Renshaw nudged the first ball to mid-wicket and set off for a sharp single, but Green stayed rooted to the spot. Agha dived sharply to intercept, and it wasn't until he made it more than halfway through that Renshaw realised the peril, by which time it was much too late. 2 balls later, Abrar had his first wicket when he skidded one through Cooper Connolly that turned back and knocked back his stumps. It set Australia off on an irrevocable slide as runs dried up and Pakistan continued to punch their way through the lineup. 6 wickets fell for 44 runs, with Abrar Ahmed playing a similarly devastating role as his Australian wrist-spinning counterpart, finishing with 2 wickets for 10 in his 4 overs.
Brilliance from Australia, but nothing on consistent basis with the bat, and they found it tough to tackle the spin of Pakistan. And in the end, Pakistan over the line. It's a comprehensive win. They win this by 22 runs.
Meanwhile, South Africa won their first T20I series under head coach Shukri Conrad, chasing down 222 with an astonishing ease in the second T20I against West Indies at Super Sport Park. Quinton de Kock, playing his first T20I at home in almost 3 years, scored his second century in the format and second in Centurion. Windies lost an early wicket when skipper Shea Hope was sent back by Marco Jansen for 4 runs.
South Africa thinks there's a little edge on this, and in particular coming from the slips. There's a big old hoik out to the leg side. Quinton de Kock is sure. He's usually right when it comes to these situations. He's almost off the field. He knew he had the bottom edge. Quinton de Kock was 100% sure.
But then opener Brandon King was joined by informed Shimron Hetmyer, and the pair added 126 runs for the second wicket.
Wonderful, power hitting, aggressive. Nortje under serious pressure now. Tried the Yorker, didn't work. It ends up being a low full toss.
Lovely. Gun barrel straight. The fielders are set wide at mid-off and mid-on. That's class from Hetmyer.
When Brandon King was gone for 49 runs in the 30 balls, Roman Powell also followed him with Keshav Maharaj bowling him out.
One short of a half century, but you would say Brandon King has played his role. Huge! And it's that man again. It's always him. South Africa are back in this game.
Yeah, brilliant bowling from Keshav Maharaj. I don't know if he saw him coming, but he went early, Powell.
Hetmyer went on to score half century, and he ended his innings on 75 runs, which came off 42 balls with 8 fours and 3 sixes in it.
Chaotic collapse for the West Indies in the past 4 overs.
Maharaj was able to capture the wicket of Shimron Hetmyer in the last ball of the 15th over, and further wickets were not fallen after that. Shafin Rutherford came in and gave the finishing touches, scoring 57 runs off just 24 balls, hitting 5 boundaries and 4 maximums.
Oh, that's a quality shot. Bang! And that's gone. It's Rutherford again.
Short one disappears. Line not quite right, final leg up in the circle.
With all that, the Windies side scored 221 runs at the end of their 20 overs. Chasing a target which required 11 runs per over, the home side showed no mercy as the attacking chase began since the start.
Markham wants something similar, not nearly as graceful.
However, skipper Aidan Markram left in the third over for 15 runs and the total was on 27. Then Quinton de Kock and Ryan Rickelton got together and amused the park, with the pair adding 162 runs in the partnership and steering the home team towards victory.
What a reply from Quinton de Kock. He doesn't love batting at this ground. Give him width, he will get runs.
This is a dangerous sight for West Indian fans wherever you are. My word, he's hit that well.
De Kock was able to add another century to his bag as he scored 115 runs in just 49 balls, hitting 10 maximums and 6 boundaries. Ryan Rickelton scored 77 runs which came off 36 balls.
Sails through the night onto the embankment. And it's a second T20 international century.
Even though both fell in the 15th over and the 17th over, the bigger portion was done and South Africa clinched the game and the series with 15 balls to spare.
In the T20 World Cup to send a message. It is like this. South Africa charged and ready. They will be a certain dark horse come that major event in a week's time.
One of the most competitive semi-finals in a men's Grand Slam was witnessed today with Carlos Alcaraz battling it out against Alexander Zverev. The battle exceeded 5 hours and after a close tussle, Carlos Alcaraz booked his final in the Australian Open 2026. Meanwhile, Novak Djokovic showcased his experience, defeating Jannik Sinner in the second semi-final, with the Australian Open men's single title now becoming a battle between young Alcaraz and well-tempered Djokovic. Carlos Alcaraz fought through a leg issue to deliver 6-4, 7-6, 6-3, 6-7 and 7-5 win over Alexander Zverev today and reached his first Australian Open final, the Spaniard somehow managing to keep his career Grand Slam bid alive. The 22-year-old looked concerned and was barely able to move after experiencing the issue at 4-all in the third set, which he lost in a tiebreak, and he rallied on his ball striking and placement to land winners and prolong the contest. No stranger to epic 5-setters on the big stage after his French Open final win over Sinner last year, Alcaraz said belief was the key to prevailing his longest Australian Open semi-final at 5 hours and 27 minutes. Alexander Zverev broke for an early lead, but Alcaraz began to look like his usual self again as he chased down a drop shot at the net and pulled off a stunning winner at a full stretch in the 6th game to give his fans hope.
I always say that you have to believe in yourself no matter what, no matter what you're struggling, you've been through, no matter anything, you still, or you gotta still believing in yourself all the time. I was struggling in the middle of the third set. You know, it's physically it was one of the most demanding matches that I have ever played in my short career, I would say. The way you push me back, into the match, the way you push me, every time, every ball, every point, it's been crazy. I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for for the support I just got not only in this match but during the whole tournament. Hopefully on Sunday it's gonna be a great atmosphere, a great support. So I just can't wait.
Meanwhile, in the second semi-final, surprising the defending champion Yannick Sinner, the 10 times Australian Open title holder Novak Djokovic claimed the game to reach the title decider. The first set was won by Sinner, but Djokovic was able to return in the second. However, Sinner came back strong in the third set, only for Djokovic to make the game a close tussle, sealing the fourth. The fifth set created tense inside fans around the world and showcasing that he is still in shape. Novak Djokovic clinched the win to set up the 2026 Australian Open title against the current world number 1 Carlos Alcaraz. Time for a short commercial break. More sporting action coming right after this. Welcome back to Sports Central right here on Other Derana News Channel. We have some football updates for you now. The Confederation of African Football has suspended Senegal coach Bapa Thiaw for 5 games and fined him $100,000 for unsporting conduct after he told his players to leave the pitch during the Cup of Nations final against Morocco.
CAF also fined Senegal's federation $615,000 due to the team's conduct and the behavior of their fans, while players Iliman Ndiaye and Ismail Assar were suspended for 2 CAF games for unsupporting behavior towards the referee. However, Morocco's bid to have the result of the match overturned after Senegal players left the pitch, leading to a 14-minute delay in the game, was dismissed by CAF's disciplinary committee. Host Morocco were also sanctioned with fines totaling $315,000 for the conduct of the ball boys during the game, the behavior of their players and staff in the video assistant review area, and the use of lasers by supporters. Morocco captain Ashraf Hakimi and Israel Saibari were suspended for unsporting conduct as they tried to remove the pitch-side towel of Senegal goalkeeper Edouard Mendy in the driving rain in Rabat. Senegal coach Thiaw had told his players to leave the pitch late on in the match after they had a goal disallowed, and minutes later Morocco were awarded a penalty that was ultimately missed by Brahim Diaz. Senegal went on to win the game thanks to Pape Gueye's extra-time goal. The chaotic scenes at the final were an end to what was otherwise a successful Cup of Nations that produced record revenues for CAF.
Inside a temporary rehearsal compound next to Milan's historic San Siro Stadium, the opening ceremony of the 2026 Winter Olympics was taking shape as hundreds of professional dancers and volunteers polished the final details for the global event. Over 1,300 performers, including around 1,200 volunteers from 27 countries, have been preparing for months in the tent. But with just over a week to go before the curtain rises on the 6th of February, rehearsals are about to shift from the compound into a soccer arena itself. San Siro, however, will not be the only stage of the show. Sharing the global spotlight with Lombardy capital will be the 3 ski resorts across northern Italy, co-host Cortina d'Ampezzo, Livigno in Valtellina and Predazzo in the Trento province, marking the first widespread ceremony in the history of games. Creative director Marco Balic, a veteran of the Olympic and Paralympic ceremonies, has built a show around the Greek concept of harmony, understood at the meeting of city and mountains, man and nature, and the many cultures that share the Olympic space. The show will celebrate Italian history, culture and identity in a contemporary and playful key. Commitment is also a key trait among volunteers. Since they were selected months ago, they have been attending 4-hour training sessions in the evenings with increasing frequency as the ceremony approaches. Costumes will be essential to conveying Italy's cultural roots and especially fitting choice in Milan, one of Europe's fashion capitals. Designer Massimo Cantini Perini has overseen the creation of more than 1,400 costumes produced under tight deadlines since last August. Despite the ceremony's scale and logistical complexity, Lascon said that the overall cost will not be substantially higher than the budget of the Turin 2006 opening ceremony, which stood at around 28 million euros. And with that, we mark the end of our final bulletin for this week. We value your feedback, so don't forget to send it by email at feedback.atncenglish@derana.lk or via WhatsApp at 076-8057-933. Seneshi Dasanayaka will join you next on World News Tonight. With that, have a great weekend.